Okay, so in the recent 3 episodes of Andor, we get a ton of flashback scenes to Cassian's childhood on Kanari. And in these childhood scenes, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot of yellow dead bodies. But what is super interesting here is who exactly are these crew members? And this is a super confusing question to answer simply because on one hand, the uniforms shown on the dead bodies all bear the symbol of the Confederacy, a hexagonal shape with lines reaching outwards. However, in the 3rd episode, we also hear Maarva say that these are Republic officers, and that a Republic ship is on its way to investigate the crash site. And keep in mind that Maarva herself is a Separatist insurgent, which really just poses the question, if these are truly Republic soldiers, then why exactly are they wearing a Separatist uniform? It just seems rather odd. And keep in mind that the Republic symbol looks like this, a circular shape with lots of rectangles sticking out of it, a big difference from the Separatist symbol. And to further corroborate the idea that this is a Republic ship is the internal design of the ship's controls. Based on the way they are designed, they do invoke a very similar design to the style of the Empire, a design which the Republic increasingly adopted the closer it got to its transition to the Empire. So what the design really screams is a late Republic era ship, and not at all a Separatist design. If this is indeed the case, then why is it that these Republic crew members are wearing Separatist uniforms? Well, there is one possible theory currently floating around. If Maarva is to be believed that these are indeed Republic officers, then this whole ship could have been intended as a conspiracy to frame the Separatists. The Republic may have intended to use these Republic officers, dress them up as a Separatist, and use them to commit certain acts or crimes that would paint the Separatists as villains, perhaps to sway public opinion in certain parts of the galaxy. But the question would be, why would they need to? Why would the Republic, who are already at war with the Separatists, need to paint these guys as villains? After all, under the leadership of Count Dooku and Grievous, the Separatists had already committed heinous acts, all of which the Republic likely capitalized on to fuel war propaganda. What benefit would it really have to create this conspiracy to frame the CIS? A possible answer might lie in whatever killed the crew members of the ship. As the ship crashes, you actually see a greenish-yellowish smoke trailing behind, and at the crash site we can see the gas escaping the ship as well. So whatever this gas is, it definitely killed the crew members, as Maarva later confirms. But she herself has no idea as to what the gas is. So it could be the case that the ship was carrying some sort of biological chemical weapon that got leaked due to the actions of Maarva as they attempted to steal whatever was on board. Now, the Republic has pretty clear rules when it comes to developing this sort of weapon. The Separatists, on the other hand, are a little bit more willing to engage in this sort of behavior. It is something that we have seen the Separatists do during the Clone Wars when Dr. Nuvo Vindi created the synthetic version of the Blue Shadow virus on Naboo. So perhaps the gas that we see here might be an upgraded version of it or another agent entirely. However, even while the Republic might hesitate to engage in this sort of activity, it certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility that the Republic decides to develop this weapon. As we know, towards the end of the Clone Wars, the Republic became increasingly militant and authoritarian due to the stresses of war and the influence of Chancellor Palpatine. So what is likely is that the Republic commissioned the development of this weapon, but in an effort to disguise their involvement from the public and the Senate, perhaps a directive was given for crew members to disguise themselves as Separatist agents, so that in the event that the crew was captured or the project compromised, they would be able to plausibly deny any involvement. If this is indeed the case, it would certainly explain why Maarva calls them Republic officers instead of Separatists. On top of that, it would also explain why Maarva believes that once the Republic discover that the natives have killed one of their officers, it would be open seasons, indicating that the Republic will wipe them out. Which, on the surface, sounds like retaliation for one of their own, but what if the open season on the natives isn't intended to be retaliation, but a cover-up? Knowing that the natives have discovered the crash site and witnessed the toxic gas, what if the Republic decided that the natives had to be silenced in order to prevent word from getting out? It would certainly make a whole lot more sense, and part of the reason why the Empire would also try to ensure that the world was sanctioned off to outsiders, providing the official reason for a mining disaster when instead it was to cover up the leak and any other sensitive information that might still be on the planet. This theory would certainly fall in line with the general theme of the show and really cast a light on why people like Maarva and Cassian would choose to be Separatist insurgents and would try and resist Republic rule. It overall really just adds an additional shade of gray to the Republic. Whatever the reason, these Republic officers in Separatist uniforms are a clear indication that there is a bigger conspiracy at work, and things aren't exactly what they seem. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more notifications. As always, I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.